All right. Today we're going to talk about what I'm doing for cars because, to be honest, I'm kind of excited about this. I'm looking at the Mazda. A friend of mine, like I said in another video, is a mechanic, and he drives a Mazda CX-90, and it just looks really cool. So it kind of got me a little bit excited about getting a car here. So, but hey, as usual, we'll just start out with this. My gold's been doing really nice. I gotta say though, I never realized how volatile gold was. Kind of thought of it as a more stable asset, but it's a little up and down there. Okay, so this is at end of plan. Okay, so let's just start out with my car situation. Okay, so my current car situation is I have a Toyota Highlander 2015 with 124,000 miles. I gotta say, prior to that car, like I've never had a car like the Toyota Highlander. I don't think I've done anything other than put brakes and gas and just regular expense stuff, oil changes, things like that. That car has just been a champion. It's a V6. So I probably would have replaced it with another Toyota, but they're going to nothing but four-cylinder cars. And I don't know, four-cylinder car with I think four-cylinder with a turbo. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of stress on a car to me. And I was in my brother has one that's a little newer with the four-cylinder, and I don't know. It just worked. It was working so much harder. Like I drive mine, and it's pretty. It's regular, relative. What am I looking for? Normal RPMs. I felt like in that four-cylinder, every time you had to go up a hill or something, it was like, which so I'm not a huge four-cylinder fan guy anyway. So it's got 124,000 miles on it. The other car has the 2015 Dodge Challenger. Even when I worked from home for 4 years, and when I did go into work, it was New York, so I would take the bus. So it's like a 5 minute drive from here to the bus. So I put very few miles on that car. I mean, this one, the Toyota Highlander, we bought brand new. The Dodge Challenger, I bought used. Okay, so what I did was I looked up the trade-in values on these cars. They're in good shape. Um, I well, we'll get into that in a minute. So anyhow, it said $12,000, $12,000 for the Highlander and 20,000 for the Dodge Challenger, which I'm pretty skeptical of that. But I mean, it is in good shape, but it's not, I don't know, whatever. So I priced out the Mazda CX-90. Well, first I looked at what are my two options because I wanted to get a price. Um, like I said, I probably would have gotten a Toyota again, even though my wife wouldn't like to get the same car again, but I bet you if I got her in one, she'd like them. But so I'm looking at the Mazda CX-90 and I'm looking at the Hyundai. I know I spelled that wrong. Palisade. They're both relatively the same. My requirements are I like to have a third seat. It's not necessary. To be honest with you, a lot of what's in my mind for the particular car replacing the Highlander, I may not even replace it. I may just get rid of the Challenger. We'll see. Is we're gonna start doing some snowbirding when she retires in a couple years. And so when we start snowbirding, I'm going to want a car that has very little miles on it because a part of our snowbird methodology, like let's say we want to snowbird in Arizona, we're going to drive there. But we're going to, we're going to make it a fun drive because she'll be retired and I'll be retired, so we'll have no pressure on our hands. So similar to when we went to the Midwest, we'll stay in hotels for a few days and we'll just make it fun. But I'm going to want a car that I feel really comfortable with. And just as an indoor, I mean, I feel super comfortable in the Highlander today, but a big part of me is just thinking, you know what, if I'm doing that kind of traveling, I want to get something else. And also, I got to say, the Highlander, the only thing I'm not really big on it is its comfort. It's not a very comfortable car for long distances. And this is all-wheel drive. I'll even debate whether I need an all-wheel drive on the next one. Probably for the snowbirding, I'll probably want one. Even though I think the Highlander I've only used four-wheel drive like I don't know, maybe 7, 8 times that I can count. Usually we just stay home. So I looked at that. I've taken the replace what it is now because I'm thinking I may do this next year and minus the trade in that gives me that, and then I use this You'll see this formula here is it's the interest rate's at 3.9%. It's just an Excel formula. You divide it by the months to get your monthly payment. It's 60. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finance it for 5 years, and I'm going to be financing the value of 37,000. So that gives me this number right here per year. So you'll see, actually I have it at 60. I'm going to replace it, which I think is probably right. So you'll see I have that for 5 years. That's car one. I'm I'm assuming like I feel really comfortable that I think my Highlander would easily last another 5, 6 years. Easy. So that that's like a 15-year time range. So I'm counting on this for the same one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14 years for this car. So probably what I'm gonna most likely what I'm gonna do, which these numbers would just flip flop, is I'm probably gonna trade in the Challenger, and that way because I'll be honest with you, when I'm driving somewhere, the Challenger is way more fun, way cooler, but I just don't feel as I don't know. I feel like that Toyota Highlander's never gonna have a problem, and I think I've had a few problems in the Dodge Challenger. So I'm probably going to trade, and if the Challenger is worth more now, I'll probably do it. I'm going to probably trade in the Challenger first, and then my second car, I'll be trading in the Highlander, so the Highlander will be worth less. Or maybe I'll end up giving it to a kid or something. I don't know. We'll see. So that's the first car. So that's the first car, and that's how long it's going to last. The second car is replacing my second car or the Highlander, which I've got us not replacing till I'm 64, which to be honest, it'll probably be even later than that because my guess is when we're snowbirding, I'm really not going to be put a lot of miles on this car because we're going to be going away for like a month and a half or a month. Um, so what I'm thinking though generally is I could do a smaller car. So I'm thinking like a Toyota. Maybe I'll be able to get her into a Toyota by then. Toyota RAV4 because I don't need it. I just need something really reliable. But I kind of like the SUV thing. See what our options are. So that gives me a 380. This was 680. This is 386. Now, one thing that is a little scary for me right now. So I have comprehensive and collision on both my cars just because if the replacement value on them is too high. Um, is I'm a little nervous that when I go to buy this new car, my insurance right now is about $90 a month on each car. And I'm a little nervous that when I buy a new car, this for the privilege of owning a newer car, I'm a little worried my car insurance is going to double. Now I do have the little thing they stick in the window, so I'm going to call my State Farm agent and find out how much this is going to go up. I got a feeling I'm going to go through the roof. And if it's really bad, I may even consider buying a 1 year used car to make it a little cheaper. I don't know. The Toyota was the first new car we ever bought. I bought the Challenger used. I think it was like 3, 4 years old when I bought it. But this was brand new when we bought it. And it's just been nice. I've never had a problem with it. We take care of it. We do the oil changes on time. So so what I'm doing is essentially saying, listen, when we go to get our next car when we're 64, we'll probably still be using the Mazda for the snowbirding stuff. So we'll probably just get a smaller car and that is I do need a bigger car because when we snowbird, I'm going to want to put we're going to want to bring a fair amount of our own stuff with us, I think. So we're probably going to be filling up. That's another reason why I need a bigger car for when we start snowbirding is because we'll pack all our personal stuff in it. Well, obviously we're going to need clothes, stuff like that, but for a month and a half, it shouldn't be too bad. And I want it to be comfortable because we're going to be driving long distances. Okay, so then I just put in on my second car, I'm going to replace it. I just put in a model of what I'm thinking, Toyota RAV4. Right now it's 29,000, giving me a payment of $386. So that's 4,600 a month. So that's my general, like, I think what I'm going to do. What I have modeled right now in in Boldin is I have it, and I don't know why I did monthly. I guess that's just I was thinking a monthly car payment. I just have starting 59 in the budget a replacement of 425 a month until we're 77 years old. And that's another whole point, right? I honestly believe we'll be able to go down to one car by the time we're 77, 78 years old. I think one car will be enough. And I think we'll be able to stretch this. I think we'll be able to stretch the Mazda and stretch the Toyota because we won't be putting a lot of miles on the car. We'll be out of our go-go years at 77. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there'll be more. It doesn't matter. Hopefully by the time I'm this age, I'll know if the retirement plan is working and intact. I mean, it should be intact because I'll just adjust it if it's not. So anyhow, this blue bar is whether or not we need to get a third car. Um, so my original plan was I just was looking for a number, not necessarily realistic, but so I put in 5,100, like 425 a month until I'm 76, and you'll see that got me like 91,000. So I did change this, and you're gonna see now I have two of these, which I'll show you in a minute. Um, okay, and then and just things to remember, do you need an all-wheel drive? I'm gonna do some comparisons there. This price that I'm doing is with an all-wheel drive. I just think it would make me feel a little better, especially if I'm traveling, for traveling somewhere across country. So even though when we're retired and we're traveling, we can just go in a hotel. It's not a big deal. So let's go take a look at Boldin. Let me switch to Boldin here and just show you what I did here for that, how I changed it. Let's go to expenses. I mean, like I said, all this stuff is just to make you guys think a little bit, I mean, because it was something I was thinking of. And so I spent some time on it today. Let's edit and I'll show you what I did. This is what kills me though. Like Ride Capital would actually show me these detail amounts. It would actually show me the inflation payment in the future, but this just shows up as reoccurring. And if I put it, I'd almost like to put it in as a one-time expense. But the problem with the one-time expense is it doesn't inflation it. And I guess I could do it myself, but I don't know. It just seems kind of hacky. Um, let's see here. Where are you? Car. Okay, so you'll see what I did here is I put in car replacement one. Actually, I'm just going to call it car replacement one. Replace car one, and then we'll call this other one replace car two. Need a pre-80 thing. And you'll just see I have it starting at 60, ending at 66. So that gives me my 6 months, 6 years. Or no, did I do 5 years? That's 5 years. Yeah, 60, 61, 62, 63. Oh no, did I go too far? That's actually too far now I'm thinking about it. Because it's all of 60, all of 61, all of 62, all of 63. Oh no, all of 64. Oh yeah, no, this ends at 65. This is why sometimes these little numbers drive me nuts. Okay, so that'll start at 60 because I'm going to finance it for 60 months for 5 years and end at 65. So this one actually, all of 64, all of 65, all of 66, all of 67, and ends at 68. So this one's already correct. So you'll just see I have replacing car one here, replacing car two here. Now, what would be awesome, like I said, this is what annoys me to death about Boldin is I'd love to be able to kind of see what that inflation number is in the future. This one won't be much because I'm going to just start in like a year and a half. And so that's not a big deal. This one will probably be, I'm guessing, like by the time we get to 64, like, is it 64? I feel like that's too soon. Um, but I guess not. Whatever. Um, it'll be a little higher, probably like $500 a month. So that is what I'm doing. I can't show you this. And I mean, I may have to do, like I said, I'd love to show you the details of just to show how inflation is balanced dealing with it. I'm still at 99%. The market's been doing great so far. So, not sure. Like I said, just jiggling some thoughts. Those are my thoughts for what I'm going to do with the car. The real question of the day is, do I plug in a third car here? And to be honest with you, I'm kind of okay leaving that blank for now. And then by the time I get to that age, I'll just actually, it'll be fun. Is by the time I hit this age, I'm probably gonna. I think 72 is when the RMDs hit. So I'll bet you cash. What I may end up doing is, if I need to finance another car, I'll probably use RMDs to do it because It's gonna make me pull out for those required minimum distributions off of my 401k and stuff. So I'll probably fund this with an RMD if I even need it. I don't think I'm gonna need it. Who knows? Maybe by then Tesla will have. I gotta think it's going to be done by then. I mean, I think at some point we're going to be able to commoditize cars almost, where you just can literally go to your phone and there's enough cars running around and say, I need a ride from here to the grocery store. It takes you there, you do your thing. I need a ride home. It comes and gets you and does all that self-driving without anyone. So who knows? Maybe I won't even need a car by then. That's kind of the goal. Gosh, just think of how many senior citizen accidents you would save, um, if senior citizens were taking cars, were taking automated cars. So that's my thoughts on my car plan. Just putting it out there for you. I'm gonna be doing some other income and expense stuff too, but I'm just doing, I don't know, a few of these fun videos instead of just doing a whole bunch of just financial things. So. All right. Take care. Thanks for listening. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and have yourself a great day.